In the world of Magic Realm, everyone uses magic. It is considered a divine gift and its mastery affects their social status. Mash, on the other hand, defies the natural order of being a young boy with no magic. He is a naive, dimwit, and idiot guy who possesses super insane strength. And he loves cream puff. How will he become the greatest wizard then? Hey Otaku fam! Please help this new channel to grow by subscribing and let us aim for 500 likes. Let's go! The series starts with Regro, Mash's father, sitting all by himself contemplating in their house within the forest. Mash comes home and accidentally tears the door off, making Regro scream with his eyes popping out. Who wouldn't? Seeing the upset Regro, Mash naively apologizes, saying, "I couldn't remember if I was supposed to push or pull." He tries to fix it, but ends up with an epic fail. What an idiot! Mash asks Regro, "Why are all of my workouts physical?" Regro doesn't answer it and leaves for the city and tells him not to leave the house. However, when Regro left, our stubborn MC headed for the city saying, "Sorry, Pops, but I can't ignore the call of an empty stomach." He visits a cream puff shop and orders. He accidentally bends the coins due to excitement. The seller was shocked. Apologizing, he straightens them back to normal. It makes the seller even more shocked. As Mash is leaving, a gust of wind lifts his hood, revealing his face. People notice his unmarked face. Brad, a police officer, reading about the new divine visionary, gets a call about an unmarked brat in the city. Mash, walking back, accidentally bumps into a drunk policeman, Terry. Mash's cream puff drops, and in his response rips Terry's uniform off with the intent of washing it. Brad arrives and notices Mash's missing mark. Regro comes running, taking Mash away. Brad created a bird to follow Regro. Back at home, Regro scolds Mash. Couldn't get mad, he instructs Mash to redo his usual training as punishment. Suddenly, 3 officers bust through their house wall. Meanwhile, Mash finished his training quickly and went home. At the door, while stupidly confused again as to push or pull, he overhears a commotion inside. Brad, thriving to eliminate non-magic users, asks Regro about Mash's whereabouts. Regro refuses and gets attacked. He recalls his past of being ridiculed and almost committing suicide. However, finding an abandoned, unmarked child changed his perspective in life. Back to the present, Brad ordered his men to search for Mash. Regro is being beaten, screaming, "Run! Run away, Mash!" Before Brad attacks Regro more, Mash bursts through the door, throwing one of the policemen outside through the wall with a punch. That's Mash in a superhero pose. Terry tries to stop Mash but gets slapped a lot. Mash tells Brad, "I might as well send you guys to hell." Brad attacks him with a powerful spell, Nalcompass, causing an explosion. Brad is shocked to see Mash casually slapping his spell away like a fly. Brad repeatedly attacks, but Mash just plays around with it like a volleyball. Mash borrows Regro's wand and throws the wand like a spear, easily piercing Brad's defensive circle and scratching his face. Mash warns Brad, "Threaten my family again, and I'll kill you." Brad then makes an offer. He tells Mash to enroll in a magic school and become the divine visionary. This way, he will be accepted by society as it's considered chosen by God. He warns Mash that if he refuses, the whole country will come after him. While Mash can handle it, Regro might not. Regro refuses the offer, but Mash agrees, so they can live peacefully again. Entering the school, knowing he is not part of the natural order, he says, "Then I've got no choice but to crush it with my fist." Eastern Magic Academy is a meticulous and renowned school that has produced many influential figures. Will Mash make it in? Claude, the examiner, spots Mash lifting weights on the school grounds. Puzzled, he says, "Slacker like that would never be here." Mash is innocently reading a fitness book while being followed by Regro and Brad, who are talking about his fake mark. Claude made an entrance with his show-off attitude, using green blaze magic to impress everyone. Mash, unimpressed, comments, "It must have been hot coming out of the fire like that," infuriating Claude. Test papers were given magically, and Mash commented again, "You could have just taken us to a room that was already set up. The questions are moving around and they need magic to solve it." Regro and Bard are worried. Mash looks at the test paper and nicely asks it to stop moving. Unrattled, he breaks the feather pen and says, "Kindly, stop moving." The questions stop moving out of fear. "Just a little show of power by our mushroom head MC." Mash, done with the test, hands it in, startling Claude. Mash then showcased his insane abilities, passing every test. Everyone is in awe. Claude, feeling mocked, creates a maze and gives them 30 minutes to clear it. In the maze, Lemon approaches Mash, asking if she can join him. Mash agrees. Lemon keeps delaying him in numerous instances. Mash remembers about efficiency and wants to hurry, but Lemon trickily uses Levios cuffs to restrain him. Mash easily frees himself from the cuffs and runs away. Suddenly, a giant sphinx appears behind Lemon. It overpowers her and asks a riddle. Unable to answer in time, the sphinx prepares to punish her. Mash returns, punching the sphinx, saving Lemon. He did this as he understood her reasons. Claude, wanting Mash to fail, is surprised to hear the noises of maze walls breaking. Mash punching through the walls created a straight path to the goal. Seeing Mash being bullied for it, Lemon confesses that she obstructed Mash so Claude would let her pass. Claude arrogantly implies that he has the right to fail students he dislikes and that they can challenge his decision. Mash intervenes, breaking Claude's wand for going too far. Headmaster Wahlberg arrives for the final interview, leaving Claude agitated. Wahlberg and Mash teleported in a large hall with other magic teachers. He asks Mash why you chose our academy. Mash replies, "To live peacefully with my family." Wahlberg continues with the questions, and Mash answers with his kind, pure heart. Wahlberg's test continues using his doll spell, trying to assess his character. Satisfied, Wahlberg dispels his magic and apologizes. Mash then answers his previous question. What he would do if faced with him, Mash replies, "I'd knock the stuffing out of you with my fist." What a bold move, bro. He passed the test anyway. The next scene starts with Marvina teaching magic in her class. Mash destroys the padlock instead and gets heavily scolded. An anxious student looking for his room, thinking of not wanting Mash to be his roommate. He was puzzled seeing their room without a door. Mash shows up holding a door, taps him. He introduces himself as Finn. Mash introduced himself and his muscles, making Finn dumbfounded. Mash inquires about becoming the divine visionary. Finn explains the ways. They eat cream puff together afterward. The next day, Mash asks Finn, "Can you lend me a broom for tomorrow's class?" He explains that he mistakenly brought a burdock thinking it was a broom. Finn, even dumbfounded, agrees. "You are not alone, Finn." During the class, Marvina teaches how to ride a broom. Mash's broom doesn't budge after numerous attempts. We obviously know why. A student mocks him for slowing the class down. Mash then stomps the ground, making the broom jump into his hand. This makes the student open-mouthed. Feeling cheated, the student challenges him to a race. They lined up. As the race begins, Mash finishes in a flash, leaving his opponent and the others surprised. Marvina declared, "It is a new world record."
Nice.
Finn sees it all, dumbfounded again. The student felt cheated even more, and Lloyd butted in and introduces himself. Mash calls him Spud Cabbage, infuriating Lloyd. Marvina reminds them that they are in the middle of class, and Lloyd leaves, but instructs Mash to meet him after school. The next scene shows Lloyd bullying the student. Walking in the hallway, Mash inquires with Finn about who Lloyd is. Finn explains that Lloyd is the son of a big-shot member of the Bureau of Magic. Going against him results in expulsion. After school, Mash makes some cream puffs. While eating, he feels like he forgot something. Meanwhile, Lloyd is enraged as Mash didn't show up. "That's what you forget, bro." The next day, during a break between classes, Mash noticed his textbook was torn. Lloyd then tries to fool Mash into making him do whatever he says. Naively gullible, he follows. Even wiping the floor with Leod's spilled water, making it sparklingly clear. After a while, it shows that Lloyd and his minions forces Finn to do what he says to mess up with Mash. Finn refuses to do more. Lloyd gets angry and punishes him, wanting him to apologize. Mash, wandering around, sees this and checks on Finn. While crying, Finn admits that he messed up the textbook. Lloyd insists Finn should apologize to him. An angered Mash grabs Lloyd's head and slams him on the floor, saying, "You're the one who should apologize." Right after, Mash realizes he might have done something bad. Vice Principal Farman arrives, stating he sees it all, favoring Lloyd and discriminating Mash and Finn. Seeing Farman is unreasonable, Mash knees Farman, making the guys shocked. He says, "But really, after one, what's one more? Our MC is cold." Farman tries to attach him, but Mash digs a hole and starts burying him. Farman is furious, but Mash states, "You can expel me at any time, I can bury you at any time." Burying him even more. Due to the incident, Mash was summoned by Wahlberg as the Bureau of Magic issued a notice to expel Mash immediately. However, Wahlberg finds the world where those who care are at a disadvantage. He then burns the expulsion notice. He hopes Mash to become a divine visionary to lead the world. Mash replies, "No need to tell me, I already planned to." Wahlberg explains the mechanics further, but stops seeing Mash overloaded with information. He condensed it to having high marks and coins. He dismisses Mash after and will take care of the issue. In the next scene, Tom invites Mash to represent Adler Dorm in a duello match. A game that needs a broom. Mash tries to tell him that he can't ride a broom, but Tom is even denser than he is. During the game the next day, the audience notices Mash not flying. Mash tries to explain that he can't ride a broom, but the audience boos, thinking he is deliberately not participating. Tom approaches Mash and tells him to be a bamboo, strong and supple. Then Tom realizes he forgot to explain the rules of the duello game. This reminds us of Harry Potter. About to head back to the game, a player slams Tom, breaking his bone and making him impaled. Lang Dorm is ahead by 40 points against Adler Dorm. Mash gets annoyed and grabs his broom. He jumps and stays in the air. He is moving his legs fast. Everyone's shocked. Okay, bro, what in the physics world is this? Mash then asks for the ball. From a far distance, he makes a throw so fast, it whooshes along the other team and scores. Surprisingly, the ball returns to him like a boomerang, and he keeps throwing and scoring repeatedly. He scores 999 points, while Lang only has 60 points, winning the game for Adler. Mash and the team get a silver coin as a prize. Tom tearfully thanked him. Next scene, we can see someone is annoyed with Mash. The next day, Tom, Finn, and Lemon are asking Mash for things to do. Mash only replies with a no to everything. Lance shows up. Lemon knows Lance is the top student on the entrance exam. Lance takes out an old bottle. When he opens it, Tom, Lemon, and Finn get sucked in and trapped in it. Lance tells Mash to come to the forest near the owl hut if he wants to free them. Mash and Lance facing off in the forest. Tom thinks Lance is bad news because he has 2 lines on his face. This means he's a rare double-line magic user and is considerably strong. Lance suggests they bet their coins in a match and says Mash is too scared to compete. Mash replies with, "No, enough of that. Hurry up and get on with it." Lance uses graviole on the ground that even Regro and Brad talking in the forest from a distance stumbles. Mash tries to punch Lance, but Lance uses graviole to pin him down. Lance taunts that Mash won't be able to stand up, but Mash says, "I can do enough without standing." He pulls the tree roots out of the ground, which makes Lance lose his footing and backs away. Mash lunges forward, and Lance uses his magic once again. However, Mash manages to resist it and punches, but only knocks off Lance's pendant. Mash sees a picture of a young girl in the pendant and calls Lance a lolicon. Lance denies it, saying he has a sister complex. Mash returns the pendant, and Lance asks Mash, "What's the most precious thing in this world?" Mash thinks for a bit and tries to say cream puffs. Our MC always thinks of cream puff. Lance says that the most important thing is his little sister. He then tells a story about his sister Anna while holding the bottle on a cliff. Anna gets a disease that will make her lose her magic and mark, and their parents plan to give her to the government. This prompts Lance to become a divine visionary to save his sister and change the system. Lance then drops the bottle and uses graviole to make it go faster. Mash preps for hamstring magic he calls Big Bang Dash, saying, "The choice of losing and the choice of not rescuing. Neither exist for me." He runs down the hill and returns in a few seconds holding the bottle. Mash thinks they should stop fighting because Lance doesn't seem like a bad guy, especially since the bottle is fake and empty. Mash quickly checks Lance and finds the real bottle. He leaves, but gives Mash a silver coin because they made a bet. The 3 were so happy thanking Mash. The scene starts with how Eastone Magic Academy students are sorted based on their traits into 3 dorms: Adler, Orca, and Lang. Mash learns that 5 silver coins equal 1 gold coin. He has 2 silver coins and thinks he needs 28 more silver coins for a gold coin, and he finds it tricky. Finn corrects him, saying it's just 3 more. Simple math, man. Finn suddenly remembers that they haven't submitted their potions assignments, causing panic. Lance arrives and is surprised that they aren't finished yet. Lance decides to help them after being taken aback when Mash uses his sister Complex against him. He tells them how to make a potion using Mandragora. Lance demonstrates and uses Quientus to calm the Mandragora and silence it. Mash tries too, but the Mandragora screams even louder. Finn tried it and was successful after a couple of attempts. Meanwhile, Mash's Mandragora grows larger and attacks him. He slaps it and knocks it out. Easy peasy. Lance teaches them how to cook the compound, with Mash keeps saying he understands, but ends up making a cream puff instead. After another attempt, cream puff again. A spiky-haired dude showed up in the hallway beating some students. We see a cult-like place with cloaked people, discussing how they need to get all the coins from other houses. Back to potion making, the 3 ended up with a lot of cream puffs and were surprised that it was tasty. The next day, students are assembled in the forest. Dot reappears arrogantly. Seeing Mash, he recognizes him and says, "You look like a side character to me." Just then, Lemon comes running, warning Mash to be careful. Dot gets mad and spits on Mash, saying he hates guys who get attention from women. Mash just calls him weird. Dot, full of himself and shouting, is just being ignored by Mash and the others. The teacher arrives and explains that both Adler and Lang will be participating in this exercise, and they will be rewarded with bronze or silver coin. They must get rid of forest scorpions and bring back stones. The teacher tells them to start, and then a Lang student named Silver Iron approaches Mash. Silver attacks Mash, hitting him, and Mash gives him a stern look. The teacher intervenes and Silver explains they were just joking around. As Silver leaves, Lance tells Mash to ignore him as he is a bad apple. Mash shows more concern about his cream puff. Lance and Mash enter the forest, but Mash zoned out and lost. Meanwhile, Mash encounters Dot, who starts shouting. Mash slaps him and says, "Shut up!" Dot decides to fight Mash, but then they hear a girl scream. A male student is targeting her, so Dot quickly helps her. The girl, Lauren, thanks Dot, making Dot blush and melt. "Simp alert!" Lauren compliments him, which excites Dot even more. Lauren flirts with Dot, which makes him act freaky. Lauren's magic works like a love potion. She then compliments Mash and tries to use her magic on him, but it doesn't work. She tries even harder, but still no luck. "Girl, his love is cream puff, you got no chance." Since she at least got Dot, she explains that Silver is threatening and stalking her. Silver shows up. Dot attacks Silver with machine gun X-Blown. Silver uses his magic to shield himself. He mocks Dot and hits him, knocking him down. Dot realizes Silver's strength, thinking how he can save Lauren. Silver offers them a deal that if they can withstand 5 hits from his magic, he'll bet a silver coin. Dot agrees, but Silver insists that Mash must also endure 5 hits. Dot suggests he'll take Mash's 5 hits as well. Dot prepares to take a hit, and Silver uses Iron Fist. The blow is so powerful that Dot spits blood, but he still stands up and takes more hits. After enduring 9 hits, Dot is still standing. Silver prepares for a final, more powerful 10th hit. Despite the force, Dot still manages to stand up. He tries to approach Silver but collapses from exhaustion. Dot asks Mash to take Lauren and run. Silver laughs and calls Dot an idiot. Lauren joins Silver, calling Dot an idiot too, saying she hates guys like him. They are in cahoots. While they laugh, Mash throws a cream puff, silencing Silver. Mash tells them, "Now it's my turn to take that 10-hit challenge. Come at me, scumbag!" Amidst the chaos, Lance shows concern for Mash and Finn, and Lemon shows confidence in him. Back to Mash and the others, Silver is mocking Dot. Mash rushes in to punch him, but Silver puts up an iron wall to stop him. Silver boasts his power and attacks Mash. Despite several hits, Mash stops his magic and prepares to use Triceps Magic Ballista Knuckle. Mash dodges and breaks through Silver's iron pillars and lands a punch on his face. Enraged, Silver attacks again, but Mash breaks through his iron magic and punches him in the stomach. Silver falls to his knees, shocked that he can't win. Mash backs off and sits down, stating that it was just 2 hits. He got 8 left. He got the math right this time. Mash stands up and approaches Silver. Suddenly, a scorpion appears with a star-shaped stone. The scorpion attacks Mash, but he easily sends it flying away, shocking the others, and says, "I'm busy right now." Mash suggests ending the fight, feeling sorry for Silver. He turns to Lauren. She starts crying. Mash hugs her from behind, making her think her magic worked. However, Mash slams her to the ground with a suplex. He then says, "Treat everyone equally." Our MC is righteous but cold, huh? Mash later meets up with Lance and the others, who are impressed that he fought Silver and defeated a star-shaped scorpion, which is worth 2 silver coins. Dot apologizes and gives thanks to Mash. Mash replies, "That's not like you," making Dot startled. Lance suspects that a conflict over coins is starting between Adler Dorm and the Elite Lang Dorm group, Magja Lupus. Suddenly, as Mash has collected 5 silver coins, it turns into 1 gold coin. Mash didn't realize there were different dorms, and Mash recalls the time they had to touch a skeleton unicorn, which would read their thoughts and assign them to a dorm. Like a sorting hat, huh? When it's Mash's turn, the unicorn is shocked to find that Mash is only thinking about cream puffs. Uncertain of what to do, after a lengthy explanation, it assigns Mash to Adler. The next day, Mash on his way to class seems lost. He encounters a door and wonders if he should push or pull it to open. Not the first time. Meanwhile, in that room, Silver is apologizing to Abel. Abel turns him into a doll. Mash enters holding the door and says, "I couldn't figure out whether to push or pull this door open." He then asks Abel, "Do you know that's a doll you're talking to?" Abel responded, "Thank you for bringing that to my attention." This tension ends our recap of episodes 1 to 6 of Mashle Season 1. Stay tuned for the part and see the journey of Mash in the magic world. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our new channel. Turn on the notification to stay updated. Your support means a lot. See you in our next videos.